Yo,
Yo,
what's
yo,
up?
yo.
How y'all doing? All my,
Yes,
my Canada fans, everyone in Canada, experiencing this cold ass weather. How
some
y'all
places,
doing?
some places are colder than others, right? Like you said, you're experiencing what, -4 degrees weather.
Yeah, -3, but the sun's out. I think right in Ontario, I think it's 5 degrees. He said.
Yes, sir. So I mean, yeah, some places are colder than others. Unfortunately, that's how we roll in Canada, man. You never know.
As usual, it's your boy Denver right here.
Yes,
As a
sir.
yeah.
Yep, and it's your boy Josh, and welcome to the Denver and Josh or Josh and Denver podcast. Again, however you guys want to spin it. We here to give you that content, man, on a Saturday morning. Give our predictions for this week of football's games. And yeah, man, we just gonna give it to you, man. So Denver, how you doing though? How you doing today, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Scale of 1 to 10. Just relaxing. I say 7 or 8. I'm not a morning person, so.
So could be.
How
I
about
feel
you,
you,
man?
bro. I'm the same. I'm not a morning person either, man. But again, we gotta get this in, right? So,
Yeah, yeah.
and you know what? After we do our podcast, man, I always feel a little bit better. So, this kind of, I may be at a 6 or 7 right now. I might end up being a 10 after the podcast, bro. So,
All right,
you
I
know,
feel you. I feel you.
yes, sir, man. I enjoy these, man. I enjoy these. Speak with my brother. I enjoy these. It's always a good time.
Respects, and I want y'all to also, before anything, like, subscribe. Also visit our Instagram. I believe the J&D Podcast at J&D Podcast on Instagram. Make sure you guys check that out. As well as always like and subscribe. Always trying to add subscribers to our YouTube page.
Yes, sir. Please do not forget to do that. Please.
Giving y'all all this free content. Y'all might as well subscribe, right?
All right.
Oh man, so where should we start, man? What's the biggest stories right now? NFL. Let's start with some NFL.
Yes, sir. Let's start with that.
So, I know we predicted the last game, the Monday Night Football game. I believe it was Washington. It was Washington versus
Seattle.
And I picked Seattle because I was thinking Russell Wilson's gonna bounce back, but that was a good pick on your end. Usually I usually win, so
well.
But we had one game, so it's either someone had to win. You know what I mean? But you're right. Washington is playing pretty good. Done Heineke a little bit, but Washington is playing better right now. And they're the better team right now. Like Russell Wilson is still struggling, and I think their season's done. To be honest, I think it's kind of like a wash. Mm-hmm. He missed too many games, and they're just not able. They don't have the type of horses or the type of talent for them to roar back and win a whole bunch of games. Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf seem like they're not really as explosive as they were last year in terms of their connection. But obviously, Russ has been out for 5-6 games this year, so good pick on you. And yeah, Washington, I feel like they're just the hotter team, playing better right now on all phases, offense, defense, special teams, compared to Seattle, and they took that game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a close game. It was 17-15. It really went down to the wire. I believe the game was won on a field goal, or not on a field goal, but Russ had a chance to win the game, I guess, or tie up the game in a 2-point conversion, I believe. Yeah, and he missed it. He wasn't able to connect with one of his receivers. But I mean, I don't know. Yeah, I guess Russ is just a little bit rusty. Yeah, the amount of time that he's lost due to the tendon in his finger, it's really impacted his overall season. And I'm hearing some talks that he may not even be in Seattle after the season. He may very well get traded. So we'll see about that, man. I mean, I'm sure, if Russ gets a fresh start, he's gonna really turn it up, man. He's really gonna turn it up. I mean, we know the type of caliber player that Russ can be. I mean, this guy was, a Super Bowl champion. a very great leader, great quarterback overall. So I can only see him, turning up with whatever destination that he gets to. But where do you think would be any like good potential landing spots, bro?
I mean, he said not like a lot of teams don't have a lot of. I guess there's not too many teams that QB open. So you're thinking teams that aren't performing well right now. Like, I mean, to be honest, he's from the VA area, so Washington's a good fit. But like you said, maybe Heineke's their guy now, or maybe stopgap guy. Maybe he's the guy they want in the future. I'm not sure where they see Heineke and his future, but what other teams?
I think
Carolina.
Carolina,
do
maybe,
you believe in
right?
Cam that much? Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. We'll see. I mean, I feel like it depends on how well Cam can bounce back after that poor performance from last week. If he can really show them something again. And again, I like you and me, we already know how it is. We attributed that poor performance to the lack of time that he had with the team. Most people weren't really taking that in. They're just expecting Cam to be on point, from the get-go. But it's really the lack of time and experience with his teammates and the chemistry. And I feel like, maybe just after this week, I know Cam is going to have a chip on his shoulder, and he's going to maybe go harder in practice, to prepare for this week's games. As he continues to progress with the team, I'm sure that he'll show them something, and maybe Carolina will keep him. So I don't know if Carolina will be a potential landing spot. I'm thinking New Orleans though.
Yeah, New Orleans is good. I mean, speaking of that game Thursday night, I mean, to finish off on Monday night, yeah, Russell Wilson. There's a lot of teams. I feel like because think about it, the QB draft this year, 2022, it's supposedly like one of the weakest QB drafts in a long time. So you're thinking teams that need quarterbacks are not going to go out and try to develop a guy in the draft, especially a guy that doesn't have high caliber talent as usual coming out of these drafts. So like I said, they might make a New Orleans instead of like James is not that bad, but I mean Taysom Hill, I don't think he's the guy. He's decent for what he is as a gadget player, kind of that gadget role. But as a full-time QB, you can see why they wanted Trevor Siemian to start in the last like 3-4 games before he started, because just from a QB perspective, pushing the ball down the field and making plays, like he just Taysom Hill just hasn't developed from a QB standpoint the way that he's supposed to already. But he got paid, so. But I think he got paid to be more like a gadget guy, that type of player. A full-time QB, I don't think that's his role right now. But yeah, it could be like New Orleans if they don't believe in Jameis that much. I'm trying to think of some other teams right now. I mean, the Giants. He wants to go to New York. The Giants, like if they don't believe in
Daniel Jones.
He's been. I mean, it's not all him, but the team they don't have a lot of talent in New York. They still develop the talent, but I mean, it's kind of interesting where he could land, because Aaron Rodgers wants to leave too. So there's a couple of QBs that want to leave this year. I mean, like you said, Big Ben. Does he go to Pittsburgh? Big Ben retires. There's just so many options. Like,
yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I think Seattle. I don't know, they just got off to a bad start, and I mean Russell Wilson. Like I think during the game, I saw a stat that said since 2012, he has the most one of the most comebacks or game-winning drives in the NFL since 2012. I think he's either one or two in that stat. And even at the end of that game, he drove them down, potentially tied the game. They missed a two-point conversion. Crazy ending. I don't know if you saw it. They got the onside kick, and then they determined that there was a legal shift in the play.
Yeah, illegal formation, and which I've never heard that call before.
I've never seen it
on a kickoff return, I've never heard of that call before. There's never how do you have an illegal formation on a kickoff?
I think they said I think they're pointing out one of the guys on the right side of the ball, and they're saying that he has to, before he goes to the ball, he has to pass the ball first. He can't go directly to the ball. I have no idea, but it looked like there was the same number of guys are on each side as a regular onside kick as usual. And yeah, I think they kind of got robbed with that play. That was kind of weird. Still looking at an explanation on that play. But yeah, they came back to fight, but just not enough. They just don't have, I guess the chemistry that Russ has with receivers yet. But he still fought to the end, and yeah, like Washington was just a better team, and yeah, like I feel like Washington, like I think right now they're actually in the wild card spot. Like they're in like the number 6, 7 spot to make the playoffs. I'm like, wow. They started off. Remember, they started off like 1-4 or something. I'm like, what that?
Mm-hmm.
Like they're trash. Like, oh, okay, they can actually make the playoffs.
Yeah.
So I mean, a
Yeah,
great like,
they're what, like 5-6 now, so they're in a pretty decent position within the middle of the season. And it's like, it's funny because I mean, Taylor Heineke wasn't really the quarterback that they were going to try and move forward with. I mean, they brought in Ryan Fitzpatrick, but due to Ryan Fitzpatrick being injured, they had to throw Taylor Heineke into the spot, and he's really proving himself, showing that he's able to lead the team, and able to win some crucial games. I believe this game was a crucial game. That puts them in a pretty decent spot within the NFC. So yeah, man, it's good to see. And Taylor Heineke, man, just shout out to him, because I mean, a while ago he wasn't really even in the league. I believe he was like I believe like the origin story for him was like he was like in school or something. Like he went back to school because he was kicked out of the league early on. So he went back to school, and then Washington called him up to get a job, and then all of a sudden he was thrown into a starting position in last year's playoffs I don't know if it was a divisional round game against Tampa Bay.
Against Tampa, the first round of the playoffs,
Yeah, and then that's where it's like, that the Heineke magic just, started to kick in. You saw that this kid could play, because he literally had a great like head-to-head duel against Tom Brady, like really put up some competition against that squad. And yeah, and we see it within this season. He's been making plays, man. He's been doing what he needs to do here and there. I mean, I know they're only 5-6, but still he showed a lot of bright spots. So I feel like this guy could really be a quarterback in this league. He could be a starting quarterback, and maybe Washington, again, they may not be looking for a future at QB. They may think that this is the guy, depending on how the season fully concludes. But I mean, the way that it is now, I feel like there's definitely some Heineke magic going around. There's some hype going around within the locker room. He didn't put up big numbers, but again, he's showing that he can win games.
Yeah, and I think I saw a couple stats that said like he's the only undrafted QB in the league right now. So the story is similar to like Tony Romo, because Tony Romo was undrafted too, and he played QB for a long time. So you only see those type of stories of QBs that don't get drafted and then are actually like playing pretty well and are starting QBs in this league. So yeah, it's a big ups to Heineke. And yeah, hopefully they can keep it up. Like you said, like everyone likes everyone likes the underdog story, and so hopefully he can keep playing well.
Definitely.
So
yes, sir. So that was Monday Night Football. You want to talk a little bit about Thursday Night Football, the result of the Cowboys and the Saints game? I know we touched on it a little bit, but we can go a little bit more in depth.
Yeah, kind of start off with that. That was not a bad game defensively for the Cowboys.
Yeah,
it was a great win. Like I said, like Tony Pollard playing really well. Zeke just hasn't got his stride yet. I don't know what it is. Maybe I don't know. Just having a really slow season in terms of his stats and being the bell cow, like running back. But yeah, Tony Pollard's playing well. He had a big touchdown run.
Yeah.
I seen there was a nice play. I think by CD Lamb had a nice play in there where he kind of juked like I think it was Malcolm Jenkins. He had like a sick juke on that play. And the defense played pretty well. Like, they had 3 interceptions, I believe.
I think it was 4.
4? It's 4.
It was 4. It was 4.
He threw one to defensive lineman. So he threw one to like Devontae Casey. And the other one was to Javon Curse. There's their safety. And then Trevon Diggs got his 9th interception.
Can you believe it? That guy is
just crazy, bro. He's like, super smart. That said, we talked about it like a few episodes ago, how he played receiver and super good instincts. He has, just
extremely good hands. Like he
yeah,
catches the ball like so clean.
yeah, he's
Like
playing
he's
really
literally
well.
like a wide receiver on the defensive side. Like that's literally what it is.
Yeah, he played really well, and yeah, like he's leading it the leading in INTs. Very smart. Similar to a little bit of Richard Sherman in terms of IQ, but like you said, the difference is he has a great hand. So like he might actually we'll see how his career plays out, but definitely has a chance to kind of put up a lot of INTs going forward based on how good his hands are and how good he is at reading routes. And then he threw another interception to the defensive lineman.
Yeah,
So I
and that
was
was a
like,
pick six.
yeah, and I was like, yo, dog, like this guy, like I don't know, man. Like I think they should let the church. Maybe what? Let's give Taysom Hill one more start because it's been his first start of the year. But man, like it was like back to back. I was like, man, surprised Champagne didn't bench him. Yeah, the defense played pretty well. Micah Parsons, their defense played lights out.
Oh yes, definitely.
And yeah, it was a great game by the Cowboys. Like I said, they're 8-4, and so I think they're not saying a lock, but I think they're gonna make the playoffs. I believe. I think the playoffs. Like I said, but they need Zeke. They have that 1-2 punch with Zeke and Pollard. They're gonna be dangerous.
Yeah, bro, I agree with you still. The only thing I would say is that Cowboys offense though they didn't deliver as expected. Dak didn't have his best game. He threw one touchdown, one interception, 238 yards passing. So it was a very mid type game for Dak. I'm sure, that it's maybe just a one-off, but I mean, Dak hasn't been playing the best the past couple weeks, I'd say. So, I mean, hopefully he can turn it around and get back to, that level of, that MVP type caliber level, or that, comeback player of the year level. Because, I mean, he was playing great. He was playing lights out in the beginning of the season. And then he just got to a little bit of a rut, I guess. But the defense, Cowboys defense, man, they really bailed them out. Again, 4 interceptions. Taysom Hill was just basically giving them the ball at that point.
I'm throwing alley-oops, dog.
Yeah, basically, right? Micah Parsons, man, that rush on Taysom Hill is pretty good. Yeah, man, it's just an overall good game, defensive game from the Cowboys, and that's what I attribute the win to. And yeah, Taysom Hill, man, for the Saints, man, he's not that guy.
You don't think
I
so?
know, not at all. I mean, definitely he's that Swiss Army knife, put him at any position you want, right? Tight end, fullback, put him on special teams. You can do all that with him. But to play the quarterback position for all the snaps within the game, that's definitely not his forte. He's not consistent enough. He can't really push the ball down the field like that. That's what I really gathered from this game. And that's why Jameis Winston won the quarterback competition. If I think about it now, looking at this game, Taysom Hill wasn't even competition for Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston should have just been handed the keys from the get-go. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, Taysom Hill's not that guy. Again, you can pay him to be, that Swiss Army knife. That's cool now, but to play the quarterback position, that is not him.
Yeah, I think he's like a more athletic Tim Tebow. That's my
Yeah.
comparison. I could be wrong. People might just don't agree with me on that. But to me, he's like I said, he could play in the slot. He's a good blocker. He's a good decoy if you want to use him on reverses or anything like that. He's always a threat because he can throw the ball, but like I said, the problem is accuracy, reading the field, reading the defense, reading the coverage. That's more of his problem. Like I said, like once he's in the game, you kind of have to account for him. You know what I mean? So he is like a problem for, I guess, defensive coordinators and scheme and whatnot. In terms of, like you said, him playing the QB position, I mean, I have to see him play next week. Like you said, like that wasn't encouraging. Like you said, like he threw a lot of slants and screens, but like you didn't really see him like make big plays down the field.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I like the receiver Devontae Harris. Really really good player. real elusive, real quick.
Yeah, he definitely scored one of those long touchdowns for him. Just his run after the catch, like
Yeah, it's crazy.
was crazy. You saw Trayvon Diggs and Uze, miss key tackles. Just based on Harris being so shifty. Yeah, he's I say he's one of their bright spots in New Orleans for sure. And he's not all that big either. So I mean, definitely, he's a good piece that they have.
Yeah, he's like a real shifty receiver.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah. But sorry, I wanted to mention though with Dak again, I was just expecting more because he had his receivers healthy, right? He had CeeDee Lamb healthy this game. He had Amari Cooper healthy this game, and they had Michael Gallup as well. I mean, when you have that, like they're a crazy wide receiver trio right there. All of them talented. You would expect the quarterback to really put up numbers with all three of them guys on the field, but yeah, Dak didn't really play all that well, and it was kind of disappointing. So I mean, you really can't say that Dak really led this team to victory. It was really on the shoulders of the defense. But just to let you know, man, like that touchdown that he threw to Michael Gallup, though, that's probably one of the best contested catches I've ever seen. Like that fade route in the back of the end zone, and the way that Michael Gallup just twisted his body up, caught that and still got his feet down. I'm like, this guy is crazy. No, I'm like, he's really an underrated receiver, man. I'm telling you, the three of them could be wide receiver ones on any team. Like, maybe Michael Gallup would be a wide receiver too. Maybe I'm kind of pushing it, but he is really good though.
Yeah, they have
a really good wide receiver. Yeah, for sure.
It's gonna be hard to keep them together like for the next 3-4 years because like the amount of money you have to pay. Like you said, like I think they've already paid Cooper, but like CeeDee Lamb going forward and Gallup. So you just know how they keep that core together. But they have a sick trio, and like I said, Dak hasn't been in sync the last few games. Hopefully he gets to get together for the playoffs. Like I said, like I think they're gonna, for me, they're locked to make it. It's just how well that Dak plays. If their defense can play like that, and Dak can kind of play a lot better than he did on Thursday, then they're gonna be a dangerous threat in the playoffs. You know what I mean? So they're just one of those teams that it's the Cowboys, man, America's team. They're like they have a great week and they don't, and sometimes they play bad like they did the last 3 games before they won on Thursday. So they're just very up and down. It's like it can never be consistent. So I think that's what they brought in their new head coach to do, Mike McCarthy, is to kind of bring that consistency and kind of push towards a championship like he did in Green Bay, that one he had with Aaron Rodgers. But like he said, we're just looking for that consistency of the Cowboys. Hopefully we can start seeing that going forward. I believe their schedule is very favorable, so we'll see how they do that like down the stretch.
Yes, sir. Yeah, well, that's touching on Thursday Night Football.
Some big stories. What's the biggest story coming out? Is it the AB thing with the whole?
With the vaccination card thing.
Bro, I'm like, yo, but he got suspended, but Aaron Rodgers didn't. Maybe it's different. It's a different situation, but
it is a different situation. But ultimately, I hear you on that. Like Aaron Rodgers really got a slap on the wrist, and then Antonio Brown's getting suspended for 3 games. Like, I don't think it's fair. I mean, it's not the same situation, but it's very similar. And apparently Antonio Brown actually did get vaccinated. He actually did, but the card that he used initially within the season was fake.
Yeah.
So basically, apparently the story is that he was using a fake, one of those fake vaccination status cards, which is apparently illegal within the state of Florida or whatever. But he was so freaked out, based on, he realized it worked, but he's so freaked out that he's like, all right, let me get vaccinated for real, just in case. So apparently he actually did get vaccinated, but due to the fact that he initially used the fake, status, he's getting fined, like he's getting reprimanded due to that. And it was all due to, someone snitching on him because
His
Yeah,
chef.
because he had a chef that was also his personal assistant that he refused to pay. It's like, man, like,
I swear it's not the first time he refused to pay people.
yeah. I mean, I'm thinking like, yo, if you have some skeletons in your closet and this person that you're working with knows those skeletons, bro, like you gotta do whatever you gotta do to make sure they keep quiet. Like that's what I'm thinking.
Pay the man. But here's the thing that makes no sense though. It's kind of like, I don't think he's the only one in the league that did that. Think about
No,
it.
definitely
Think
not.
about where we are in terms of like, you know, I'm just talking about college football, NFL. At the start of the season, they got so much pressure from the general managers or whatever team or the coaches to get vaccinated. And like some guys, they probably weren't comfortable at that time, whatever, didn't do their research. So there's probably a lot of guys in college football or even the NFL that did this fake vaccination card. That's my guess. Because even the coach, Bruce Arians, said, yeah, he got snitched out for AB. He's not happy about it, but he's like, there are definitely a lot other guys in the league with the same situation. And so, like you said, like I think he's just like the poster boy because I think 3 people got suspended or like, but did Mike Edwards and the other guy who's not even on the team anymore? Do they all get the same suspension as AB? Did they all get 3 games? Like I don't even know that. Like
I don't know.
I think it's just the poster boy that said, hey, like anybody with a fake vaccination card, like this is what we're gonna do to you. Kind of
Yeah.
like, but yeah, like it sucks that like he really is vaccinated, but I guess just at the start of the season, like you said, like he just felt a lot of pressure. He's like, yo, let me just get this fake card, just just for the time being. While you have like Aaron Rodgers, like he said he got vaccinated, and like you said, he didn't get suspended. So it's kind of like, I don't know. I could be wrong. We could be looking too deep into this, but yeah.
Honestly, I don't think we're looking too deep into it at all, man. I feel like we are onto something here, man. There's definitely some unfairness within the league for sure. Depending on what your status is. I don't know if I want to go as deep as, I mean, it being a racial issue within the league, but I mean, definitely just Aaron Rodgers being a poster boy quarterback, being one of those figures within the league that, is very recognizable. And he has been like a former Super Bowl winner, put so many years into the league. I think they went light on him just due to his status within the league. Antonio Browde, he's had more of a muddy history within the league. We all know his story, with him leaving Pittsburgh, going to New England. Then he goes to the Raiders, right?
Yeah, right.
And he forces himself out of the Raiders to get to New England. And yeah, I guess he, due to his personal history, with allegations against him, he hasn't had the most positive, image within the NFL. So I guess the NFL jumped on the opportunity to make an example of him.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just what it was, man. I think that's literally it has to do with your outlook on,
Yeah.
not your outlook, but like your image, man. Just like how you portray yourself within the league, man. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, I feel like he's been doing well the last few years, especially since he got Tampa Bay. Like he's been really close to Tom Brady, been trying to get him, to walk a straight line and everything, and be on good terms. I think it was like kind of a setback, but like you said, like I thought like he was maturing a lot in the last few years, and yeah, like you said, like with Roger Goodell, he had a lot of strikes already, so he's a lot of strikes. So whenever Abe messes up, they're gonna look to punish him in some form of fashion. So just sucks, but he's injured anyways, though, and he's out for the next 3 games, injury at his ankle or something. Anyways, so he was already going to be out, but I guess, I mean, it's just, but I know like Aaron said, he's going to address his situation when he gets back, but hopefully he's still on the team because I think they need him in the playoffs. Like he's a threat they need. He said like, that's another trio that we can talk about, like in terms of like rating who the best trios are in the NFL in terms of wide receivers. I mean, Tampa Bay is right up there. Mike Evans, Goodwin, Antonio Brown, and then you're not even talking about Gronk coming up tight end. The way that Tom Brady targets him, it's like he's a 4th receiver. So that's a pretty good trio as well. And so I think they need him in the playoffs for sure. So hopefully he's back for the playoffs and he's able to, reconnect with the team and have chemistry with Tom Brady again.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so too, man. I'm just really hoping that this situation doesn't cause Tampa Bay to, take more serious actions and cut this man. Because I'm sure
Nah,
if
man.
Antonio Brown gets cut, we're not gonna see him again in the league. I don't think at all.
You don't think so?
No,
Man.
I don't. I feel like people like Tampa Bay definitely saw past all the history that Antonio Brown had gone through, just due to the fact that Tom Brady pushed for him so deeply. Tom Brady is one of those figures that when he speaks, you'll listen. If he wants someone on his team, he's gonna get him. I don't feel like you know the rest of the quarterbacks in the league have as much of a pull as Tom Brady does, or can convince their coach, that hey, I can speak some sense to Antonio Brown's ear and keep him on the right path, because everyone's thinking he's a troublemaker, right? Every GM, every coach is probably thinking, he's just an incident waiting to happen, right? So I feel like Tampa Bay was the only one that could really keep him on the straight and narrow with Tom Brady and his relationship with Antonio Brown. And I'm not saying that he's a bad dude. I just feel like that's how the coaches and GMs are looking at it, right? So I don't feel like he'll. I don't feel like any coaches, any GMs will give him another opportunity just based on that fact that they may not think that he'll stay on the straight and narrow. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I kind
that's
of
that's an
agree.
unfortunate situation. I mean, he's a really good wide receiver. He still has years left in him for sure. He's very explosive to this day. But man, I feel like if they cut him, man, he's done.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't get cut. Like you said, like he's still a big part of their offense. Like you said, like he has Tom Brady. I think without that Tom Brady, I guess being an advocate, like I don't know who else would advocate for him as much as
Yeah,
Tom Brady does. So it's like, man, hopefully like it's the perfect scenario. Just stay on Tampa Bay, stay in the straight line, and just keep winning championships. Like keep putting up, he's not putting up monster numbers, but he's doing his thing though. I mean, he doesn't get as much targets he did in Pittsburgh. He's not like the number one guy, but like he's still that slot guy. And
yeah,
so I feel like he's in a perfect situation. I feel like he should take advantage of it because, like I said, Tom Brady retires or whatever, anything like that, or he gets cut. Man, I don't even have the support system as he does in Tampa Bay.
yeah, fam.
So,
Yeah.
dog, this
So
this,
we'll
this
hope,
coming
yeah,
week,
yes, sir. Yeah, let's get into our predictions, bro. Let's get into some predictions. Week 13, bro. Can you believe it? Season's flying, bro.
yeah, it's more than halfway done.
Yeah.
Eh?
Time just be
Yo,
flying in general, man. It's Christmas just now.
oh, yeah, sure, man. And what is that, like three weeks?
Yeah, or maybe less than 3 weeks. Yeah,
Oh,
it's within 3 weeks. Yeah. All right. Big games within week 13.
what y'all? Yeah,
Chargers, Bengals. Chargers, Bengals, maybe.
that's a good game.
So we'll have that game as one of our games. 49ers Seahawks?
Mm.
I don't know.
Broncos Chiefs is a decent game.
Broncos Chiefs, I feel
I'm,
like it's a decent game, but I don't know.
I'm going Chiefs now. On that.
Yeah, I'd probably go Chiefs too, even though I don't like the Chiefs and I don't like Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is not even playing all that good either, but I feel like they'll still find a way to beat the Broncos.
Not playing as good yet. I think he might get hot down their stretch, bro.
Yeah, we'll see about that one.
Washington Raiders. I'm going Raiders on this one.
I did look at that too, but I'm thinking I feel like I'd go Raiders too. Like I'd be on the same page as you. Like Derek Carr is Derek Carr is going to win that game for them.
They're at home too. Yeah, there's not too many games. It's similar to I think
Yeah,
week 8, where there's like a
that's
tough
what I'm
games
saying.
to choose from. There might be a lot of upsets this week though, but like Ravens Steelers.
Interesting game, but
Dude,
I'm gonna go with a Lamar bounce back. All right, he's definitely angry from throwing those 4 interceptions against the Browns last week, and he's gonna play more sound, more protecting the football, um, just basically making sure that he ensures a win and doesn't put his team in harm's way um, for the potential of a loss. So yeah, I don't see that the Ravens would lose that game.
it's at Pittsburgh though. I might go Pittsburgh on this one, dog. I know y'all I picked the Pittsburgh the last 2 weeks and I got burned by them, but
Yeah, because
at
they suck.
home, yo, bruh, it's a must-win game, dog. It's a
Yeah,
must-win game, bro. Mike Tomlin said they're gonna make big changes. I
what
don't know,
changes?
dog.
What changes is he making?
Bruh.
He just needs to scrap this season and like next season is it, right? Like
Dog, Pittsburgh a tough place to play. You know that, right?
of course. Of course. I know them with their terrible towels and whatnot. But
It's gonna be
I
cold.
feel like, huh?
It's gonna be cold too.
Yeah, it's still great. But I mean, Baltimore is cold too. So it's not like Lamar doesn't know how to play in the cold. I mean, Lamar may be a Florida boy, but he know how to play in the cold.
Dog, I'm going upset here, bro.
Nah.
Dog.
I mean, yeah,
Steelers, y'all gotta get me this one. I'll never pick y'all again.
yeah, I'm pretty sure you'll never pick them again after this game because Steelers are not winning, bro. Look at them, 5-5-1. Like, look at that record, bro.
It
And
don't matter, bro.
who are they starting? Are they starting Ben Roethlisberger in this game?
Yeah, bro.
Mr. Big Ben?
Yeah, they're good. I think I'm gonna go. Yeah, the Pittsburgh defense is playing really bad. But you
Yeah.
know what? I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Y'all know I always go with the upsets, and you know what? I've been actually winning a lot of these games choosing upset. So I'm gonna go.
Yeah. All right.
I'm going against the fence. I'm gonna choose the Pittsburgh Steelers. They find a way to win at home. It's another ugly game. It always is Ravens Steelers. It's always a rivalry game. It's always low scoring defense, ugly, not a lot of points, a lot of field goals. So I'm gonna stick to that same mantra that we see every year between these two teams. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Pittsburgh, man. I'm gonna go. They find a way to win.
I'm telling you, Lamar Jackson has been in that film room ever since he threw those 4 interceptions against the Browns. He's been doing some deep diving into that film. He's been studying his ass off, and he's been making sure that his chemistry is on point throughout practice with Mark Andrews, Marquise Brown, those dudes, basically his receivers. So ultimately, he's going to be on point. He's going to play a clean game. Less turnovers. I mean, he's been throwing a lot of interceptions this year. I mean, he has 12 total interceptions within the season. I know he definitely does not like that. And he's gonna turn that around. I'm sure he'll make sure that again, that he's on the same page with all of his receivers. He's not making any dumb throws. And if he needs to pull it down and run it, he's going to do it. And you already know the threat of Lamar Jackson on the ground. I mean, right now he's their leading rusher with 707 yards rushing. So you already know the deal there. He's basically, their top running back and their top quarterback. Ravens D, it has been pretty good as well too. Again, they came off a great game against the Cleveland. I'm sure that does stand up to Big Ben as well. I mean, like Big Ben, an aging Big Ben, like I mentioned this last week, he's not gonna do nothing, right? I'm sure the defense is definitely probably licking their chops, looking to pick off a Big Ben. or at least get a couple hits on him. I know he's been known to be hard to take down, but I'm sure that the Ravens are going to be up to the challenge. And yeah, man. So Ravens all day, man. Raven gang. Sorry, but we gonna take it in Pittsburgh.
I mean, Pittsburgh fans, give me a lot of luck this week. Help me win this game. Y'all been doing me dirty. I'm picking y'all. Y'all been making me lose.
There's no one to blame but Big Ben, man.
Oh man, what else? So that's one. What other game? It's not too many games, bro. I'm not able to choose all 5 games this week. It's not that much of a game, bro.
What about Eagles and Jets? You gonna go with your favorite team?
Bro, we won last week too, eh?
Yeah. Jets be playing. They be playing good here and there. It's very few few and far between.
He's having a tough rookie year. 4 TDs, 10 picks, bro.
Oh, Zach Wilson?
Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, but Zach Wilson, yo, start my dude. What's his name? Jones? What's his name again?
Mike White?
Yeah, Mike White. Yeah, sorry. I said
gotta let the rookie play this up, bro.
Nah, Mike White gotta step in, bro. That's a new franchise quarterback, yo.
Yeah, I'm gonna choose the Jets on this one, bro. I'm choosing my team on this.
Of course you are, and I knew it. So you already know I'm going with the Eagles, bro.
Really?
Now it's in New York, right? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
MetLife Stadium. Well, I mean, of course you're gonna go with your Jets, right?
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts has it going, man. Philly has been on a little bit of a streak, I believe, right?
They lost to the Giants last week, fam.
Oh yeah, you're right.
He played. Remember, he got called up.
Right.
He got called up by the coach. He's not gonna get benched, but like the coach was like he would grade him like an F or something. I think it was Nick Sirianni told him about his performance last week.
Yeah, he didn't play well at all. You're right.
he threw 3 picks, dog. He played really bad. But like you said, he's still getting to know. He's still
within that. Yeah. That rookie game span, that first year game span. But I feel like he'll bounce back, man. I'm sure he's not gonna make the same mistakes. Man, I just feel like Jalen Hurts, man, he's just the type of dude that just doesn't get fazed by this, I mean, people talk bad on him, people talk down on him, he just takes it all and he runs with it, and he looks always to improve, and I'm sure that he'll step up against the Jets, man. So he'll show up, man. I feel like he'll show up.
Jets, baby. We had a big win last week against the Texans. We taking this, bro. I think Zach Wilson, let's say he's getting a little more comfortable. Maybe they got a good, play selection with the OC and the way he's reading the offense so far. So I think he takes this one, man. At home, go with the same script of play you did last game. Keep him comfortable to the place he likes to run. And I would say the Jets are gonna take this, bro. At home too, we definitely win this, bro. Another upset right there, y'all. That's 2 right there.
Well, we'll see how it goes, man. I mean, I'm sure the Eagles D will also step up to Zach Wilson, Mr. 10 interceptions, 4 touchdowns thrown. Like, that is terrible. I feel like the Eagles D is probably licking their chops as well. They're probably like, Darius Slay is probably like sitting there watching film somewhere, and he's just like, yo, I'm gonna take advantage of this rookie, bro. This man's not gonna know what he's seeing out there. Darius Slay about to jump on everything. Like, he's a
rookie, dog. He's a rookie, dog. Plus plus defense has been playing decent. We gave up the last 2 games. Dolphins, we up 24 points. We lost. Last week we up 14 points. So the number of points we're allowing is going down. So we can keep it into that 14 to 20 range. That's what we brought Robert Saleh in to do. to help that defense out. So if you can keep the points low,
you have the opportunity to win games.
Contain Jalen Hurts, you have a chance, bro.
Yeah.
All right, bro. All right.
Let's see. But yeah, I'm sticking with the Eagles for sure. So yeah, we got that. That's 2 games down. Chargers and the Bengals, brother.
Chargers and the Bengals. I'm going Bengals. You going Bengals too?
Yeah, I would go Bengals too. Shoot, you're right. Because I see the way the Chargers have been playing, they really haven't been playing up to their potential. I mean, Justin Herbert's been really up and down as we've stated before, and the Bengals have gotten it going for the past couple weeks. So okay, that's not a good game to pick. Colts Texans. I don't even think that's a good game to pick.
Colts Texans. No.
Okay, maybe Giants and the Dolphins.
Giants and Dolphins the game. Oh, they're both like one of them could sneak into the playoffs. I doubt it, but Tua's playing better, John.
Yeah, Tua is playing better.
I would go Dolphins, but
I would go Dolphins too. Damn, man.
It's like a 70% chance that Dolphins will win. Like the Giants are playing that bad, bro.
Yeah, because they trash. Daniels is not getting it going, and the thing is, he does have the talent there, bro. If you think about it, I mean, okay, Saquon Barkley is not really looking like himself. That is due to him coming off 2 major injuries that made him lose a lot of time. But he still has receivers. He has what's his name? I get what Kentavious Tony. What is his name? Kadarius Tony.
No, he's nice.
He's really nice. Then they also have Kenny Golladay. Kenny Golladay was amazing in his Detroit days. I'm sure if Daniel Jones gets him the ball like frequently, Kenny Golladay is putting up the same type of numbers, right? They have dudes, right? They have guys in New York. Daniel Jones just can't put it together.
Bro, but think about it. They've actually won the last 2 out of the last 3 games.
The Giants.
I'm gonna go Giants, bro.
Oh, say okay, fine. Yeah, let's stick with that. I like that energy.
I'm going all New York teams this week, y'all. New York, y'all better support right now.
Wow, yo.
All New York right now.
You're a New York nigga.
This week.
Give this man his first pair of Timbs.
And Diddy might buy back Sean John some. I'm getting you some Sean Johns too, dog.
I'm going with Miami for sure, though. I see Tua, building upon his just his sophomore season, showing why he deserves to be, a starting quarterback in this league. His accuracy again is comparable to Drew Brees. I can see him, just making sure that he's protecting the football. He's putting the ball in places where only his receivers can catch it. He's taking advantage of that RPO, that run pass option. He was a really good quarterback, within Alabama, playing that way. And, Miami's been implementing that a little bit too, just working on Tua's strengths. And yeah, as he continues to, protect the football and I mean, he's building a great connection with, Jalen Waddle. I mean, which again has stemmed from Alabama. Mike Gesicki, man, he's just amazing tight end. I wouldn't even call him a tight end. He's a straight wide receiver. Man makes the most one-handed grabs I've ever seen. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this dude is amazing. Yeah, they go. I feel like their offense is gonna get it rolling. And as long as their defense continues to show up as well, they'll be good, man. They'll like, I can see Daniel Jones throwing a couple picks to Xavier Howard. I can see that. I can see him throwing the football away because that's the type of quarterback he is. So yeah, Giants, man, you're not taking this, bro. It's a Dolphins thing.
Yeah.
Shout out Pickering Dolphins, yo, Durham Dolphins.
Don't even remind me of Dolphins Day, guys. Some good years, some, But yeah, man, I'm sticking with the Giants, dog. Sticking with the Giants. I think establish the run. They're on the road. Establish the run with Devontae Booker, Saquon Barkley. Hopefully, he can have one of those flashback games if he plays well again. Like you said, like they're playing their defense. They held the last game to 7 points. Was able to win that game against the Eagles. So I feel like similar game plan. Tua is a little bit different, more of a pocket passer than Jalen Hurts. But yeah, like I feel like they should have a good game plan, building that momentum off last game. Like I said, run the ball is really key on the road to run the ball because you don't want to put the ball in Daniel Jones' hands all game long, 40 plus passes. It's not the way to win. So I think establish the run. You said maybe establish some quick screens, some easy plays with, like you said, Kadarius Toney. Like I said, I like him. Like I think he's a really good player. I think he's one of the players that any other team with a better offense, he will be able to show out more. I think follow that game plan. I think the Giants win that game.
All right, we'll see. Like I said, I mean, the fact that that game was so low scoring against Philly, like the offense just they don't have anything really clicking like that, like I don't like definitely any other offensive coordinator would probably they probably throw in so many design plays for Kadarius Toney just for him to get the ball because he's so electric,
Yeah.
But who's it? Is it Garrett? What's his name from Dallas? Is that their OC or did he get fired?
Yeah. It's Jason Garrett. He's the OC of the Giants.
He's still there, right?
He's still there. No, he got fired actually. He's gone.
Yeah, so he got fired. Well, I mean, whoever's there now, I mean, I'm sure if you switch things around and you make Kadarius Toney more of a focal point, you also give Kenny Golladay, his catches as well. Maybe you can turn around, maybe. But with Daniel Jones, man, I'm just saying, like with him being your leader under center, I just don't see it, man. You're gonna have to move on from Daniel Jones at some point. That's how I feel. I'm sorry, I really don't have much optimism when it comes to his career in the NFL.
I think just this week, and they pull it off. They said they changed OCs. Hopefully, like it gives them, like I said, they have to do something, and so hopefully that gives them a little bit of momentum based off last week's win. I know it wasn't a great offensive game, but use that momentum to this game, and try to pull out a win. Got it.
We'll see. I like that you're keeping that energy with the New York teams.
So we got 3.
So we got 3 games so far. Trying to get 2 more here.
Patriots Bills.
Oh shoot! I can't believe I totally ignored that game. That's gonna be a good game. Shoot, but I just I feel like Patriots are really on a roll, but I don't know if they'll beat the Bills though.
Really? I'm going Patriots, bro. You're going
Patriots? All right, then I'm gonna go with the Bills, man. Let's go. I'm gonna disagree for this game. Yeah, man, let's get it. Josh Allen, Allen, do your thing.
Bro, I'm taking the Patriots because they're both cold weather teams. So exactly. I think the weather might not be as big a factor as people think. Everyone's choosing, I think, everyone's choosing the Bills, but
New York.
Or yeah, not. The state of it's still New York still, but it's in Buffalo, so it's colder.
Yeah.
But compared to Boston, they're both cold weather places. Everyone's taking the Bills, but I'm like, bro, like the Bills haven't really showed us too much. They even played well, but who's playing better up to this point? The Bills or the Patriots? I think right now the Patriots are playing a little better than the Bills in terms of both sides of the ball, offense and defense. I think the Patriots are playing better right now. They have more momentum right now.
Yeah, I hear where you're coming from for sure. They are coming in hot. That's no doubt. But I'm gonna go with the Bills because they're at home. I'm gonna go with Buffalo because they have more of a high-powered offense than the Patriots do. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs, crazy wide receiver and quarterback combination. Um, I feel like they're going to be able to move the ball effectively. Hopefully against the Patriots D. I know the Patriots D have been stepping up. But I'm sure that Josh Allen can overcome it. We'll
Yeah.
see, man. We'll see. We'll see.
Well,
I honestly, I don't really have much points because they're both two pretty even teams, I'd say. I mean, and New England's coming in 8-4. Buffalo's coming in 7-4. They have, you know.
hello. Yeah, we lost our boy Josh here. He disappeared on us. Get him back.
My bad, bro.
No worry, our boy Josh is back.
My bad, y'all. Some technical difficulties, man. You already know what it is. Sometimes you
Man,
experience those.
like disappeared. Yo, at first I was like, yo, I was pops like 2 seconds. I was like, yo, I think we lost our boy Josh there. Oh man.
My bad, yo.
No worries.
But yeah, as I was saying, like I feel like these are two even teams. It could really be a toss-up, man. I really don't know if Buffalo will win this game, but I'm just gonna go with Buffalo just for the sake of the competition and hoping that Buffalo can pull this game out. I mean, honestly, truthfully, if I'm gonna go with my heart, bro, and like what I know with the Patriots, man, they really riding on a high right now, and I like normally I would pick them. You know, things are just clicking in New England. Mac Jones is playing, you know, years ahead of his, you know, his career, right? I mean, he's playing like he's been in the league longer than he has been. You know, their defense has been really, you know, it's been really strong, right? You know, we were talking before about Matt Judon. Matt Judon's been really relentless. You know, J.C. Jackson, right? Jalen Mills, right? Devin McCourty, you know, Hightower. Like these, like they have dudes that are just again within this structured New England system that you know, they just play great football, man. And I honestly, I don't know if the Bills are gonna beat them, but hopefully, man, I'm just gonna pray to the football gods for this one, and hopefully Buffalo pulls this one out.
Yeah, well, yeah, the two good teams. I expect it to be a really good game on Monday. So the Patriots have won the last 5. He said Mac Jones is not playing like a rookie, playing very veteran. Like you said, great coaches like Josh McDaniels and Bill Belichick kind of keeping him, you know, not letting him go through that rookie slump that you see a lot of QBs go through. And he's playing really well. The game, like you said, is at Buffalo, but you know, I expect the team that's playing better is going to win. And so, like Bill Belichick, you know, he knows the Buffalo Bills really well. He's been in that division for like say centuries, dog, at this point. And like I think he has a good game plan for the Bills and Josh Allen. So I think it's kind of like a playoff matchup too. I think they might meet down the line in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so,
I can see that.
The big AFC matchup, I think the Bills are playing better right now. Offense and defense, both sides of the ball. And like you said, they won the last 5, so they're real hot right now. And the Bills, they won, you know, the last 4 games, they've won 2 and lost 2. And so I just feel like, you know, the Patriots have beaten some decent teams in their 5-game stretch, and they beat Cleveland. I think they beat the Chargers and they beat the Titans. I mean, so it's all decent teams. So I think they've been playing the tougher competition. I mean, beating the tougher teams too. And so
Yeah,
I'm going with Mac Jones. Keep playing well on the road. They gotta always have a good game plan. You know, they're a system team. They go in there with a good game plan for Josh Allen. I think they take the dub, man.
Man, I'm just only hoping, man. I could only praise to the football gods for this one because I honestly don't know.
Yeah, it's tough. Yo, dog, it's really a coin toss.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so that's game 4.
Yeah, that's game 4.
We gotta find one more, dog.
Yeah, final game if we can
Dog,
find one. You know,
bruh. I don't
shoot.
see any of their games, bro. Like Falcons, Bucks. I'm gonna go Bucks, bro. Even if it's at Atlanta, like,
Wait, we didn't pick the 49ers and Seahawks though. You think that's a decent game to pick?
bruh, 49ers, bruh. No,
Yeah, I'd go to 49ers too. Shoot. All right, okay, never mind.
I'm not getting burned back to back weeks in the Seahawks, bruh.
Yeah. And plus, like I said, Jimmy G is playing, for his future stock within the NFL.
Exactly.
He's playing because he knows after this season, it's a Trey Lance thing. So he's playing for whatever other team is watching right now and looking for a QB. So Jimmy Garoppolo could very well go to any potential teams that need a QB and take over. We'll see. We'll see there too as well.
What else? Who else? Yeah. It's not many teams, dog.
I lie. That's what I'm thinking. Like, shoot, we just need to pick one game just for the hell of it, bro.
Bruh.
Like that's where we're at in this one because.
I mean, look, what teams haven't we chose, dog? How about where you went through most games, bro?
Bucks and the Falcons.
Bruh.
I know, and you would go upset. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, the Falcons for sure," because Matt Ryan, Matty Ice, because you'd probably be like, "Yeah, Matty Ice would definitely lead a comeback." He has the most game-winning drives in the history of his career or whatnot.
Bro, they might sweep them, bro. They might sweep the Falcons, bro. It's either that game or it's the Cardinals Bears, bro.
But Cardinals Bears, it's going to be a Cardinal thing for sure.
You think so, 100%?
Yeah, and we have K1 back, Kyler Murray.
Yeah,
it's going to be a Cardinals thing.
4 TDs, 8 picks.
Wait a minute, are they starting Justin Fields in this game instead of Andy Dalton?
Oh no, you're right. They're starting Dalton. Ooh, that could be. Boss. In Chicago, a hot weather team like Arizona going in the cold in Chicago. 39 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm gonna have to go Chicago or something, bro. I'm taking the upset on this one, bro.
Okay, all right. We got our 5th and final game, folks. All right,
Yo, we have to do it, bro. We have to do
it. I'm definitely going with Arizona. We got K1 back, and K1 is going to make, he's going to make a splash in his return.
He's going to be rusty, dog.
He's going to be rusty. I think he's going to be rusty, but, K1 has his legs. If he's not getting it going with his arms, he's going to get it going on the ground. Yeah. And the play calling over there, I feel like they're just they're gonna be able to get it going against Chicago.
I think Andy Dalton somehow finds a way again. I know the last game they beat the Lions, and it's not really like a big thing you should put on a trophy case.
Yeah, that's not a big win at all.
But it's something, bro. It's something, and shoot, I think they take this upset, dog. I think Andy Dalton plays well. Kyler Murray's rusty comes back first game. I think the Chicago's cold to play. Arizona to Chicago. They have to establish the run in the cold. I just think Chicago just plays better. They just know how to deal with the weather. And Dalton uses some momentum. He said Justin Fields might take a back seat, kind of learn this year. He said he's struggling. They said four TDs, 8 picks this year. So a little bit of a struggling year. Similar to Zach Wilson, just two guys going into tough situations. The top draft picks always go to the worst teams. It's just the way it goes in the NFL.
Yeah.
So they didn't really fall into the perfect situation like Mac Jones.
Yeah.
So I think Andy Dalton right now is the better chance for them to win the game, and I think they established a good running game. Dalton plays pretty well. He has showed that he's a capable backup and a capable starter, and I think they find a way to win, bro. I think Kyler Murray won't be in sync with his offense like he did before he got hurt. So, y'all, this is a prayer. This is I'm throwing a big alley-oop here, bro.
Yeah, this is definitely a huge prayer and a huge alley. Yeah, it's funny how it's the rookies are panning out this year. There's a lot of quarterbacks in this draft. It was believed to be a strong quarterback draft. But yeah, Justin Fields hasn't really, panned out the way that they would like. I feel like the NFL is just really forcing too much on these rookies. You really need to do way more evaluation before you can truly say that these guys are ready. And teams are really just, they're just going with like, who do the fans want to see out there, or who do we want? Like, it's like, who do we want to see out there? Like they just, they're really pushing guys before their time. Trevor Lawrence is not really panning out how you would want him to. He hasn't really developed within Jacksonville at all. Unfortunately went to a really bad team and a first-year head coach, but it's not looking too good. Zach Wilson not looking too good. Justin Fields not looking too good. Trey Lance, thankfully Jared Garoppolo is playing as well as he is and not forcing Trey Lance to be out there before his time, because it could very well not look so good for him either. I'm sure Trey Lance has a lot of developing that he has to do too. I feel like coaches, man, y'all really need to do some further evaluations and ensure that your first year quarterbacks are ready and mentally prepared for this. Not everyone's gonna get into a system like Mac Jones and just be ready from day one. So
I just feel like it's similar to real estate, where real estate they always preach location. I think it's similar to NFL, like situation. It's all based on your situation. Like said, like everyone knows Mac Jones. I was like, how did he fall to the pitch? He's the perfect fit. It's the perfect situation. And I'm like, that's exactly what it is. Like, so like I'm kind of like a little bit old school, where I think if you don't have a good team around you or a good supporting cast like Mac Jones and the Patriots, like he's a great. His style matches their style. 3-step drops, get the ball at your hands quick. He came from an NFL pedigree in Alabama in terms of the system as well. So he just fit everything in terms of release time and the way he plays and his progressions, everything. Looking for the quick progressions, he fit their offense perfectly compared to like see other teams like Zach Wilson with the Jets. You said Justin Fields, with the Bears, Trevor Lawrence with the Jaguars. Those teams don't have the pieces around him yet to succeed. So in my case, I say old school, meaning like I think some of these teams should have got a veteran player and have these guys sit behind him. Maybe it's harder to do that with Trevor Lawrence. He's number one pick. You don't want to necessarily sit number one guy, but I think that gives them. I think sometimes you got to have them sit maybe the first 3 games. And then play them the last half, the last quarter of the season. So you still got them game reps, but you let them learn. You don't just put them in the fire since game 1. Like I said, Zach Wilson, you see how that turned out. Justin Fields, some games, a few good games, but you know what I mean? Like, I think they should have stuck with that game plan, play Dalton. I know he got hurt, but play Dalton. And then, like they're doing right now, and then, the last stretch of the game, play Justin Fields the last half of the season. So I just feel like some teams should have done that, like veteran QB, and have their rookies wait a little bit before they play.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. You already know we said it all, man. We said it all.
We're all good. Get my boy Josh going here. But thank y'all for joining. Always giving y'all the best recaps. NFL. Hopefully next week we talk a little bit about the NBA. See how that's going. It's kind of still middle of the pack there in the NBA. A few teams like Phoenix and
Golden
Phoenix
State.
and Golden State are separating themselves. In the East, still the same team. You know, I think Milwaukee's gaining some ground, but still like Chicago, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. So hopefully next week we start a little bit to talk about some NBA. This week giving you all the predictions before the games start tomorrow. And as y'all know, don't forget to like and subscribe.
Yes, sir. Again, you already know how it is. I always enjoy my time, speak with my brother, getting all this NFL content out to you. Again, NBA content will come. Thank y'all for listening and tuning in. Again, this is Josh and Denver podcast, man, and we signing out. Peace and blessings, man.
Amen.